Welcome to Fight Like a Girl.
The purpose of this project is to create a wearable canvas for the artist's interpretation of the women's fight with cancer.
Each one of the original creations you're about to see walk the runway will be available for silent auction immediately following the show.
Ovarian cancer is 90% curable when diagnosed within stage 1, but less than 20% of cases are diagnosed within stage 1.
Early detection is the key to surviving cancer. Please visit the SONO information area should you have any questions.
Awareness and knowledge will help to save lives.
And now join us in cheering on these female fighters as their stories come to life on the stage before you.
The doctor called me and she didn't want to tell me. She asked if I was at home, and I said, no, I'm not at home, but she couldn't take back the fact that she had called me. So I was just like, well, what's going on? She said, I don't have good news. And I said, well, do I have breast cancer? And she just said, yes, I'm sorry, you do. So I sat there at the park and let everything sink in. I talked to almost everyone in my family. Well, whoever would talk to me. Some of my family members were nervous. They didn't know what to say. Losing my grandma was very, very hard on my family. And so I decided, well, you know, I'm going to get better. This is not what's going to kill me. I never felt like I was going to die. So I just decided I would be brave for my family and just get through it and do whatever it took. My husband, he passed away in 2008. I was diagnosed in 2011, so I was actually just really getting over losing him and putting my life back together. I did it for him, and I did it for my grandma as well. My grandma always told me I was a strong girl, so just knowing that that's how she felt, like, and she saw me as a strong person, like, even before I had gone through. I got really, really lucky that they found it as early as they did, and that they took me seriously for only being 26. I met a lot of women who said they had felt something at that time, like in their 20s, and then just a year later, because no one was willing to see them and they brushed it off because of their age, they were at stage 4 just a year later, and it was terrible. So I thank God every day just to have another day. Go with the flow of life. There are a lot of things that are beyond your control, and instead of trying to focus and spend so much energy and time on those things, controlling it and making it better, you have to go with it. And it's pretty simple, and that's all you can do, just go with it.
Scared to death and mad. I had been a vegetarian for years. I wasn't a smoker. I wasn't a drinker. I didn't abuse my body, and I was rewarded with cancer. The very first chemo appointment I had, I thought for sure that I was going to go home, I was going to go to bed, and I was never going to wake up again. Just sitting there having poison pumped into your body after 3 or 4 chemo appointments, and hair starts falling out and your eyelashes fall out and sores in your mouth and sores in your nose. And there was many times where I thought, life is not worth living if this is how I'm going to live. I hate this. But then there was also times where I thought, I can do this, I can kick its ass, I'm going to fight like a girl, I've got too much to live for, and I did. And this is so corny, but the music of Jackson Browne got me through so much, and his words were just so inspiring to me. And right when I got sick, he released a song called I'm Alive, and there's just a line in there that would always ring in my head where he'd say, but those dreams are dead, but I'm alive. When you face mortality, my dreams just changed. And just the fact that I was alive was like the biggest dream I had. My doctor told me that I needed to stay home and, you know, rest, and it was major surgery. Well, I got this opportunity to go to a Jackson Browne listening party, and nobody was going to keep me home from that. So I wound up going, and Jackson Browne walked up to me and said, "Hi, how are you?" And all the years that I had thought, oh, if I meet this man, I'm going to tell him how much I love him and what his music means to me, and I stood there and cried. I didn't say a single word to him. So Jack, if you're out there listening, thank you very much. You helped.
For the initial surgery, was nervous that it was going to be the same as my sister's. And when they came out and said it looked good, I thought, well, you know, dodged a bullet there. So when they came back and said it was cancer, I was furious. After watching my sister go through it and survive it, I knew pretty much every step of the way what to expect next. So my anger just turned to, okay, let's get this done. I had just had a baby. He was 6 months old. He was the 5th of my children. I had too many things to do. I was 43 years old. Didn't have time to sit in bed. I had to get this over with and continue my life. My mother and my sister were my own personal cheerleading team. I couldn't have asked for 2 better angels. They took time off of, they both worked, they took time off of work to come take care of my kids. Nobody had to miss a soccer practice, nobody had to miss a dance practice, nobody had to miss a dentist appointment. Life in my house went on as it had before, which I preferred that over sympathy, and none of it could have happened if my mom and sister weren't just so 100% heartfelt in there to take over for me. Every day is a gift. Every morning you wake up healthy, embrace it. I think that's probably the biggest change getting through this has given me. Just every morning I wake up and I know that I'm healthy and I can be there for my kids. And my oldest child is 30 and hopefully we'll be getting married one of these days and I'll be there to see that. My youngest child is 9 and hopefully I'll be there to see his wedding too. Fight like a girl with everything, with anything that comes your way. You know, when we were younger, fighting like a girl used to be an insult. Come out scratching and biting and kicking for everything you're worth, because there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Total shock. I couldn't believe it. I thought after both of my daughters having it that I was home free. It wasn't going to happen to me, but that's not the way it went. It ended up being all 3 of us. So it was just very, very shocking. I got over the original shock pretty quickly once things started moving. It seems in the beginning everything goes so slowly. It just drags. It takes you forever to get an appointment and to get an approval and surgery, and it was like, let's just get this show on the road. But I just accepted it for what it was. It was there and I had to get rid of it and get on with my life, and I just kind of dealt with it that way. I really didn't dwell on it. Take your time and think it out. Don't rush through life. rash decisions usually aren't the best decisions. And just look forward to the next day, look forward to the next month, the next week, make plans for next year. Just keep thinking about what the future has to bring. I have 3 beautiful granddaughters, and I don't want any of them to have to go through what my daughters and I went through. But that's where hope would be the strongest, is hope for a better medical world, an easier way to deal with all these horrid illnesses that we're suffering through. I hope everybody's well, but that's probably an impossibility.
Hope. It's just kind of a religious thing for me. It's just, hope is really an important part of life. You have to have hope, else what have you got? The thing that's inspired me through my life is watching other people deal with what they had to deal with. My husband comes to mind, my best friend, and my dad, all passed. But if I have a hard time, I just think, well, if they could do it, I can do this. And that gets me through the day. I work in special ed, and that helped a lot. And then my grandkids, I have 2 of my grandchildren that come over practically every day after school. I go pick them up till Mom got home from work. But just keep me busy. The dog, she's always getting into something. She ate my earring the other day. Just keeping me busy. When I was a girl, I always wanted to play the drums. And Mr. Berkwin, the music teacher, would not allow me to play the drums because I was a girl. So what I would say to women is, don't ever let anybody tell you what to do in life, because I would have made a really good drummer. And just play your drums. That's about all I can say. Cancer's still limited. It cannot cripple love. It cannot shatter hope. It cannot corrode faith. It cannot destroy peace. It cannot kill friendship. It cannot suppress memories. It cannot silence courage. It cannot invade the soul. It cannot steal eternal life. It cannot conquer the spirit. That's it.
I wanted God to use it for His glory. I didn't know how it was going to end out, and thought, okay, just use it for your glory, God. My husband and my daughter, they were there the whole entire time. We had some dear friends, Joe and Leslie, and our friends Diane, and game night. That had a lot to do with it. That and the humor and people asking questions helped to process it and helped make it something that not only I could go through, but they could go through as well. God helps me go through, being able to teach others what this is about and how you can conquer it, and it doesn't have to be a scary thing. There may be stages of it that are scary or unknown, but being able to go through it. I would have to say that it's being able to go through your day and know that you're there to give love, to get love. Being able to accept it's a little bit different than it used to be because I've had to rely on others, where before I used to do it all on my own. So the hope that you can give others that cancer is survivable. Our family didn't have that with my mom and my uncle. We lost both of them to cancer. So I was able to show the family that we can survive this and that cancer can be beaten. Cancer did not define me, it has refined me. And I think that to me has wrapped up this whole cancer journey. It certainly has strengthened my faith because I didn't realize that I could rely 100% on him. So it's defined me, it's changed the way I see life. It's definitely refined me, made me stronger.
Felt fear of the unknown. I went home and I saw the dogs, and like I told you, I thought to myself, you know, no one will ever love my daughter like I do. No one will ever care for my animals like I do. So fear was the main emotion. You have to restart your life with cancer. And I think you also have to understand that the people around you also have to reestablish their lives. Your family, your friends, which is probably hard for them too. My daughter was instrumental in support. She changed her life for 8 months and came down and took care of me, which really made an amazing difference. I think that's why I'm as good as I'm doing, or as well as I am for what I have. And I think humor is important. I wake up every day and say this is going to be a great day. Living more for the day, appreciating more, and not blaming or pointing the finger of why your life is miserable. That's gone. Trust yourself. Self-educate. Read a lot. I think you just have to stay positive no matter what. I mean, even if you're not diagnosed with a disease or a major issue in your life, people still have problems. And some people's problems are magnified when, you know, they're really not a problem when you're in my situation, but it's all relative. Everybody is just as important with their issues as me.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but you have ovarian cancer stage 4. Stage 4 ovarian cancer. Yeah, I know that's a really bad prognosis. Maybe stage 1 or 2 they can usually do something with, but stage 4, it was tough to deal with. So once they started the chemo, within a week, they started to diminish. And I started thinking, I'm gonna beat this. I'm gonna beat this. I was lucky that the chemo worked as well as it did. So I'm gonna try not to cry. she had survived for 9 years. And she said what she did, she thought of something fun to do every day. And so that became my mantra. Carpe diem. In between chemos, Bruce and I would go. We've been to Belize, we've been to Europe, 5 different countries in Europe, and every morning I wake up, it's a present. I didn't want to even believe that anything like that could happen to me. So ladies out there, and men, listen to your bodies and get help if anything lasts over 2 weeks. My father used to sing a song, enjoy yourself, it's later than you think. Well, I think Carpe Diem makes it, it's more succinct. Maybe it sounds a little bit better, but Carpe Diem, love life, don't get down, keep moving on, and have plans. You have to have dreams and plans. So.
Rise to meet you.
May the wind always be at your back.
May the sun shine warm upon your face,
and rains fall softly on your fields.
And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of His hand.
May love and laughter light your days and warm your heart and home.
May good and faithful friends be yours wherever you may roam.
May peace and plenty bless your home with joy that long endures.
May all life's passing seasons bring the best to you